Hi, this is Doug with Higher Ground. I'm standing at the end of Colorado 322, which you wouldn't believe what they will name a Colorado road. Big bumpy dirt road that ends up here at the Mount Princeton Trail. We are going to be climbing Mount Princeton today. It's a 14er and happens to be the mountain at the center of our banner logo for the Higher Ground website. So go to higher-ground.com, take a look at the mountain from around Buena Vista that picture was taken from, and we will show you some pictures from the top. It's not the prettiest weather to climb, but we may climb out of some of this and we may get some sunshine later on. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning, August 10th, and we're going to take a hike. As you can see, the clouds have moved in and it's obscuring the peak. It's one of those targets that you know is there, and as long as you trust the path that you're on and pay attention to the next few steps in front of you, you'll make it to the peak. It's just your view that's obscured, not your way. Sometimes these piles of rocks or cairns are very, very obvious, and somebody spent a lot of time and energy to make this trail break off. You actually see these steps along the way very often on the rock trails, and I wonder who gets up here and what they use in order to, horses or something, to pull these rocks into place. But it's a lot of work and maintenance on these trails, so you try and tread lightly, and a lot of times we try and help with the cairn. Cairns are meant to mark the turnoffs and the trail itself for your fellow travelers. So we all try and leave a little trace along the way, help people know that they're on the right path. Sometimes as we climb higher and higher, we find ourselves entering the mists of the astral planes. And sometimes it's worthwhile to go through them and try and burn away those illusions. But in this case, we may climb high enough that it starts to become dangerous. I mean, when you're in the mountains, this is reality, and we're not going to risk anything. We have a little bit of a drizzle going on, but as long as it's not dangerous, we'll power through the clouds and the mists. Astral-based illusions are called glamours. If you want to know what a glamour is, just think of what people usually call illusion and relate it to emotion. And when you get accustomed to working within astral matter on the astral plane, you can start seeing through those things. And once we identify something as a glamour, it's a lot easier to make it dissipate. What we want to try and do is see through the glamour, and then it doesn't exist anymore. And then on the mental plane, see through those mental illusions as well. You ever been in a plane and looked out the window and watched as you climbed up through the clouds and wondered what it would be like just to walk through the clouds like that? Well, you're here. And even in the thick of this cloud, and it changes as we walk, I can still always see the first few steps in front of me. And that's the only thing that I really need, because I know I'm on my trail and I'm seeing the signposts. So even in the astral mists, I can see what I really need to see in order to continue to progress. Now, I was talking about illusion before. In these mists, if you think about it, a rainbow is an illusion. From your perspective, the prismatic effect of the droplets of water on the sunlight behind them or above them causes you to see different colors because water bends light. But from a different perspective, the rainbow looks like it's in a different place. And it's really never been there. It is completely caused by your perspective, how you're looking at that water with the sunlight affecting it. Total illusion, but the guy next to you will see the exact same thing. Now, how do you burn through that? How do we burn through astral mists and illusion? With the light of the mind. When somebody's acting out of complete primal fear, which you could get to that point walking on these loose rocks, where you get into a self-preservation mode, you may find that you make bad decisions because your mind is clouded by those fears, those primal emotions. But the mind can and will eventually burn through. The light of the mind will burn away those astral mists. And that's why we need to study along with our meditation and along with right speech and the other emotional controls that we exercise on ourselves. This is what it looks like at the top of a 14er. People build these little hovels, obviously to get out of the wind if they get up here and it's too nuts. And it can be. I can't tell you how many times this summit almost did not happen. And here's why. You can see the way the fog just hangs on one side of the ridge. And I've seen this from down below. I've never seen it from up here. Just a mass of white.
We're at the top of Princeton, and here's the 14ers.com. We sign our name and put it in here.